Yeah, it's a weird feeling, mate. I haven't experienced it before, but I'm so proud of this playing group. Unbelievable. Like, that wasn't, the best performance, but it was a gritty performance, and that's all you need in a cup final. You need to have grit. You need to enjoy discomfort. We spoke about that last night, and they certainly did that. They're uncomfortable for long periods. Like, Warrington just kept throwing so much at them. They kept defending. I thought Mark Sneed was exceptional today in his kicking game, but we found a way. I'm so proud of this playing group and staff, and really proud to be head coach of this club.
What are you thinking when the crowd go up? Tom's grounded it. Did you think it was a try? What was your?
Yeah, I thought it was a try.
Because it went to the video referee and they were looking at the ground and the ball. Were you comfortable that was the right call for it to be not consider the ground?
Yeah, I'm not too bothered. They give it, so I'm happy.
I just got to ask you about Mikey and the kick at the end. I mean, that's a massive play. Just how proud are you of him for nailing that moment?
Yeah, it was a weird feeling because I spoke to Mikey a few weeks back because we knew that Mikey was going to be our kicker. And I said, mate, you got to practice, keep practicing. And he said, you know what? He said, I feel better when I just go out and do it. And I thought to myself as a coach, do I say, no, go practice, or let him go? And I had a lot of faith in him. Like this was before the semi. He went and kicked well in the semi. And then that was probably the moment that I was most calm of when he got the ball in his hands, because it was a massive moment and it was his moment. And I believed he was going to get it because of the belief he had in himself. And it wasn't about him not doing it because he wanted to take a shortcut. That's what made him feel like he could take that moment. Because if you overthink it as a kicker, he's not our number one kicker. That's when you're likely to miss. But I felt really comfortable and calm when he got the ball in his hands, because that was his moment and he nailed it.
You know how much a trophy meant to this club to finally end the drought. You had your moment at the end with Neil, Alan, all these guys that have been around a long time. How special was that moment for you to be able to experience that? And essentially deliver what they've been waiting for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that that are here and not here. People that have passed and all that sort of stuff that have helped contribute to that today. Like, we've been building for a while. Neil Hudgell's put so much money and time and everything that he's got into this club, and we wanted to do it for him for a long time. We wanted to do it for our fans. Like, we've got such a loyal bunch, but it was our playing group. That's last message I sort of said to them was, go do it for each other, because we do, and you should in life. You should always put, I believe, you put others first, because it feels good doing something for someone else, But it was important that these guys today did something for themselves as a group, collectively, because the effect that's going to have on so many other people, they're going to enjoy it too. And we spoke about this is our time. It's not just ours internally. It's there's a lot of people, players that have been in this club that have moved on, staff. There's a lot of people that have helped contribute to this, but we've just got a playing group that we believe in 2025 that could do that, and they did. I do want to say, like, Warrington were very good today, and we got away with it at the end. But yeah, I thought it was at some stage there. I thought, yeah, maybe it's not our day, but we got there.
Is this lift off for this group now? That you don't have the weight of having to win a trophy on the shoulders now. You do it now. Can it be the take off to bigger benefit? Yeah,
I think what the players need to get from this is real strong belief. A strong belief that you can win a trophy. They can win a trophy, providing that they do the work that they've done. Like, they've put so much work into winning that cup. It's the pressure on the group today. There was a lot of pressure, and my job is to try and take it away. Your job is to obviously increase it, which you did. But we lose that game. I know what comes with it. I know as a head coach, I know what comes with it. But the way that they won that game shows the character and type of team that they are. But it's our DNA. It's who we are. It's East Hull people are gritty, tough, resilient. Don't get anything easy. We didn't get anything easy out there at all. We had to fight for it. They had to work for it, and they found a way.
Was there any point at which you thought it had gone though, William? When it got to about 75 minutes and you were still 4 points behind, did you sort of begin to think, God, this may just not be our day?
There were some moments there. So we spoke at half time around winning the game in the 79th minute. That was the mentality that we wanted to have. But we weren't doing that.
Like you actually said to the TV people at the end, yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't do that because we were trying to win it in the 55th minute, you know. And then I got to the stage, I went, oof. So this is a bit like the grand final. We just kept turning the ball over in yardage, and they kept attacking our line. And the way Sneed was playing, I thought he's controlled this game and managed this game, and it's going to be difficult to get down the other end. But then Dean Hadley dived on that scrap. We call it, the loose ball. 2 years ago, Lee had more loose balls than us. They got on more scraps than us. Wigan last year, they got on more scraps than us. There was a key one today at the end of the game, and that's what got us down the other end of the field. They're the moments that you need to own, and Dean Hadley owned that one.
Elliot, you're only the second person in history to lift the challenge cup above your head in a whole car share after Roger Miller. I mean, can you try and put into words what that moment felt like? Will it ever sink in? Has it sunk in?
Nah, definitely not, man. Not yet. Yeah, it felt unbelievable. I remember 2 years ago walking up the same stairs and picking a loser's medal up, and how bad that feeling felt for a long, long time. So yeah, it felt great, but just so proud to be able to do it with a bunch of people that are genuine best mates and we work so hard together. So just to enjoy it with them, and like Willie said, the broader club really, the people above me, the board, the owners, and the fans, we're all in it together. So yeah, unbelievable feeling, but definitely not sunk in there.
You and the players had spoke all week about how you were steeled by what happened at Old Trafford last year, Wembley 2 years ago. Did we see that in those final 5 minutes, that you learned how to navigate those big moments and those sort of pressure cooker moments?
Maybe so. I'm not sure. I think, like Willie said, I think Warrington was probably the better team throughout the game. Mark Sneed's, kicking game was outstanding. But the way we won that game is everything that we're about. If Tom Davis just stands and watches that ball, probably goes out dead, and they get a 20-metre tap and centre tackle set, and we're not sat in here as winners. But Tom's desire and willingness to just keep moving and working hard just puts the ball, and that's the rest is history. But if he's not there to do that, it sounds simple, doesn't it? But if he's not there working hard in the 70th minute, we don't win. So that sums up everything we're about. It's not flashy. Like Willie said, it's about the people of Eastall. They're not flashy, they work hard, they're grateful for what they've got, they never stop, and that's what we tried to do out there, and made it very hard for ourselves, but Warrington made it hard for us too. But just so proud, I won't want to win it any other way.
How did you feel about their try? Because it was a deflection off Jez Litton, wasn't it? It was a very lucky try actually, as it turned out. But I mean, they all count, don't they?
Yeah, you make your own luck, don't you? If the guy's not there to collect that ball, then you don't score. So no, it's one of those things. It happens, doesn't it? You could say the same thing about our try. If Tom's not working hard there to get on the end of it, he doesn't score. So that's rugby league.
Willie, you've been in the game a long time as a player and coach. Is this kind of the high point of the whole journey?
This is the highest. Absolutely, nothing beats this.
Was there a few tears when you came on? Obviously, a long journey, your family, your wife.
Yeah, I haven't seen them properly yet, but I'm sure with the playing group and families, there'll be a bit of emotion over the next couple of days.
And Sam's a mate of yours, so have you had a word to him?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Like we sort of spoke briefly, and BBC asked me as well. The thing about Sam, he's a resilient man. Like he did it when he played, and he'll do it again as a coach. He'll be back. He'll get that team going again. And yeah, they were, like Minnie said, let's be real, for a long period of that time, they were the better team. So there's a lot that they can take away, but obviously it's going to hurt. There's no doubt about that.
Well, how much motivation does this give you and the team to go on with Mark this year and maybe attract all the team?
Yeah, look, I think it gives the players a lot of belief. We're not going to get carried away yet. There's a lot of rugby to be played, but it gives them a lot of belief. We're the only team now that can sort of go after the three, so that makes things puts things in our own hands. We're in control. When you're in control of things, then it's always good. So I've got every belief in this team that we're capable of doing it, but there's a lot of hard work to go get that.
Will any drop a speaker in?
Yeah, we had Jamie Peacock come in last night, so I haven't got anyone in, and I always wanted to get JP in, but it just never worked the right times with his schedule and things like that. I wanted to get a player in that JP reached the highs of highs. I wanted to get a player in that was a winner, but I wanted to get a player in that hadn't won as well and had to work his way forward. I wanted to get a player in that wasn't the most talented, but in terms of effort, competing and work, being that teammate that everyone wanted to play with, and he lives all of that. He spoke, and that the players responded today because we always talk about enjoying the uncomfortable. He spoke about discomfort, and our players were uncomfortable for long periods of that game, and we spoke around, it's getting through that other side, and we certainly did that. Well, they did that.
How was it today? You got a bit addicted with JP over the time when you were at the start of the league, so.
Yeah, I played with JP, lucky enough to play with him a couple of times, and just in awe of him really, is what he did in his career. But for me, just one of the toughest blokes to ever pull on a shirt, and represented Leeds, Bradford, and obviously his country. So massive honour to be able to listen to him last night and take on board what he said. Like Willie said, he spoke about being uncomfortable, and it's definitely something we spoke about out on the field. We were reminding each other about it and pushed through those times, and we definitely learnt on what he said, and it's what we believe in too as a group.
Elliot, can I just ask you, to what extent were you driven today by fear of losing? Because a lot of people say that the worst place in the world to lose a game is at Wembley. People say it's worse than losing at Old Trafford, emotionally. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it certainly looks to be, from when you look at the Warrington players today and you 2 years ago and so on. That fear of being on the losing side must be quite an important psychological drive.
Yeah, unfortunately done both of those things, so no, I probably want to fear. Look, we were just we wanted to win. We didn't think about the result being a negative one. I was driven by winning, and I want to win, and so glad I got to taste it, and just want to go and enjoy it with my teammates and my family. And it wasn't about fear of losing. I feel like if you had that mindset, you go into the game and you're already chasing your tail. So we speak about winning, and that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, it was a decision that we had to make. He probably won't play for the next 3 weeks. It was courageous, what he did. But there's not many players, that would have played today. He's one, and I'm honoured to be able to coach a guy like that. He, the reason for playing Mickey Mack was there's certain players in the team that when you're doing your boots up, you're putting your boots on, that you look over and you go, okay, I'm going to be okay today because I've got him there. He's one of those, and he doesn't say a great deal, but he's very direct in what he says. The players listen, and it was always the plan to go on for 20 odd minutes because Jez has been outstanding for us, and Jez, there was a risk, there's no doubt, but the risk would have been if we had a couple of injuries. That's when the risk would have been. I don't see it as a risk, in terms of if Mick did rupture it, obviously that would have been terrible, but he was willing to do that for his teammates. But in terms of getting Jez Litton on the field, whether that was the first minute or the 22nd minute, we're comfortable with that.
Has Mickey reported no reaction to?
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah. Yep.
Elliot, when you're in the middle of that battle there, and it's getting towards the end, do you actually have time to think we're going to lose it, or are you just in the middle of it all the way through?
No, we're not thinking about losing. You just lean on what we've done for so many months. The pre-season, we trained so hard in the pre-season, and we're putting in comfortable positions, and on purpose for moments like this. The coaching staff here challenge us and take us to very dark places, but it's all to perform on the big stage and go and do what we just did. And we won't picture perfect. We won't, we could have been so much better today, but we just kept working hard for his teammates, and that's what we believe in. You just turn up for your mate, no matter what that looks like. Give your best effort every single time, and you tend to get your rewards, and that's what it was today.
How much the league could desire is that it could be the start, in terms of you look at what we Rhinos did with that dynasty, St. Helens winning all those Super League titles. Do you think there's a platform now to really kick on and become a big force in the game?
Yeah, I guess so. Look, I just want to enjoy the win, and then we're definitely going to take a lot of belief out of that. But a lot of belief that we didn't play anywhere near our best and we come away as winners, and we found a way to win, which is what those sides that you just mentioned, they tend to do that themselves. And we'll probably look back and learn loads of things from today, where it went wrong at times, and I guess many errors and penalties we gave away and made it tough for ourselves. But just the resilience we had within the group, the grit, the toughness, that's never been questioned, and so glad that we played out the way it did.
Yeah, final questions, guys.
Can I just ask Willie, tomorrow you've talked a lot about the East Hill community.
Yep.
You get to take this trophy from Craven Park to City Hall. Thousands here today, many more tomorrow. How special will Sunday be?
Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be a moment that we'll never forget. Can imagine how big it's going to be, but just to be able to share that trophy with them, and as I said, it's bigger than us. We're a community club. We've always wanted to make our community proud, and these players do that whenever they play. But we've got a reason to make them smile.